Hello YouTube, Jackson here. Welcome back to the daily endeavours for the 21st of March. As always, timestamps will be in the description if you want to fast forward to one of these particular if you're struggling on one. We've got 10 seals, completing quests, crafting with woodworking. We've got Iron Atronachs, 50,000 damage with siege weapons, and completing 2 stages in the Infinite Archive. A pretty good set. This one here, I will briefly explain the only method I would say using, do this for, because everything else is easier. I still think it's the worst option of the lot, and I still wouldn't suggest it. But if you do want to do this one, the only place I would suggest, if you have the High Isle DLC, these volcanic vents here, they spawn Iron Atronachs commonly. They're not always there, but they come up pretty frequently. It could take a single volcanic vent, could take multiple. You can find 7 of these things in High Isle and Amenos. This requires, as I said, the High Isle DLC. And with the Fire Song DLC, you've also got Galen and Iphelon. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Yeah, I think 5 in total. And yeah, same thing. These will spawn Iron Atronachs. But yeah, as I said, every other place is basically instance trials and DLC dungeons and shit. There's one in a non-DLC zone, if you don't own any DLC, you can use Forgotten Wastes, but you come in here and you go to the Iron Atronachs, I fucking guarantee you, every single one is just going to be dead, or just respawned, and it's going to take ages trying to get 5, because everybody else has the same idea, go to these places, kill this stuff, but it's just makes it such a fucking pain in the ass trying to kill these things quickly, because everybody else is doing the same thing and just stopping them from just being up for you all the time. So yeah, because there's no instance places that you can easily kill these things on your own, you wouldn't really bother with this one. So 2 quests and 5 items with woodworking. I'll start with woodworking, but you can do both of these at the same time. I just need to point that out. So crafting with woodworking, there's not really much else to say other than you just have to craft stuff. So you need some maple and you need some star materials. Maple you can get en masse from guild stores, usually for pretty cheap. Rough maple and refined maple is probably one of the cheapest material items you can get in the game, just because there's not really much value to refining or keeping a lot of it. So that's my suggestion. You'd need 15 standard maple and then 5 star materials. So guild stores are the place to go to find the maple. You can also find star materials here, though I don't recommend using this for star materials because people fucking charge more for some stupid reason. Yeah, 1200 gold, 6 gold per item. That's fine there. So just get a full stack of that. That'll last you a while, I'd say. Now, personally, I think spending this much gold to do lots of woodworking skill endeavors very quickly for 10 seals each, or 15 seals, is well worth the money that you spend. Especially since you'll get gold back from doing writs anyway, so... and that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. So I'll talk about that in a sec when I get to quests. So if you need star materials, carpenters, who will usually be around woodworking stations, give you the star materials here. As you can see by the sale average, people advertise these things on guild stores for more than you can buy these things here. I don't understand why people buy it. In that case, just buy them here. It's an infinite source of it, and these NPCs are fucking everywhere. So yeah, just do that instead. So there's racial styles for every single character you can make, so just buy them here, as many as you need. Once you've done that, you just come in and you just craft them. So for example, anything here is fine. The only thing I wouldn't suggest is shields, just because they cost twice as much to craft. So there's no point using twice as many resources for the same endeavor. So yeah, just craft 5 of those, and that'll be your endeavor. Now the other way, and the way I would suggest if you can, if you can do writs are very easy to get access to. You basically need to be level 7 in order to first access writs. There's tons of guides out there to actually doing writs properly. I'd say go for them because they explain it better than me. But equipment crafting writs, you can go woodworking writs, right? So this requires you to craft. It will always be 3 items. So it's 2 bows and a shield here. Now, if you have a higher level writ, obviously it will require more advanced resources. but you get a chance to get Rosen, which, Rosen is pretty cheap on Guildstars anyway, but I use these things quite frequently because I think having having gold quality weapons is always a good idea, because this is like the biggest impact on your damage in the game and your ability to do stuff. So yeah, I at least always have gold stuff there. Everything else I don't really bother with, but yeah, definitely weapons. And Rosen is only used on weapons, because it's like you get shields, staves, and bows. That's it. Whereas the other ones, it's armor too. So yeah, I pretty much always use Rosen. So those are the two options here, right? So you can, I would say, also do a Clothier Writ, because Dregwax is very expensive. It's the most expensive one to sell. So you could make some money while you do the Clothier Writ, and that's 2 easy quests that you can do. Like, if you have the resources for this stuff, it takes just like a few minutes to craft this stuff. And even then, you can get an add-on, Dolgubon's Lazy Writ Crafter, to do this quickly. So, for example, I'll go over here, craft this item. So Lazy Writ Crafter does everything for you. That's the good thing about it. You can get this on PC. I imagine in the near future you'll be able to get this stuff on console as well. Just use some of this. Yeah, it's not available on console just yet, but it will be soon. So what you do is just go to the location, hand it in. Now, some zones are better to do writs in than others. I usually use Oridon just because I'm so used to it, but I think the best one in the game, according to Reddit and various places, is usually Vivec City, because like everything, the writ board here and like every single crafting station is in this little area here, so it's really easy to do. And you've also got some of the best guild traders in the game, because these guild traders are like the most prestigious ones. They've always got lots of stock. So, though I don't know how much like refining materials they have. I don't usually check there myself. Yeah, I guess I thought just worth mentioning as well. So let me go through the other option I suggest for doing doing a couple of quests real quick, and that's to create a new character and do a bunch of easy quests that basically just talk to people. The only issue, obviously, is that you need a character slot. If you don't have any character slots left, I would hope that you would probably at least have a max level character, and you can do writs relatively easily. But yeah, just either way. In that case, just if you can't, in that case, just do some main quests. I'm sure you'll be able to do a couple of main quests like this relatively easily, because I think these things are worth it anyway, because you get skill points. Skill points are always good, so that's my other suggestion. But let me just go through creating a character and doing that. So what I suggest is, as soon as you've created a character, what you can actually do, I've just learnt, is you can type. So wherever you start, it's a little bit far away from a way shrine, right? You've got to run all that way. What you can do instead is type /stuck. Character stuck, get me unstuck, doesn't cost you anything, and it will just move your character straight to the way shrine. So I usually do that now. So yeah, there we go. So just turn around, way shrine's here. So what I suggest you do is travel to Daggerfall. Any of the 3 main starting zone cities is fine, but I usually go Gornumbra, because it's just getting to the quest is a little bit quicker. And also, this is better now than it used to be, because the mount speed is actually a little bit quicker. So we'll just go... Yeah, let's get this. So you can talk to the Prophet, you don't need to. This is a quest you can do very easily. It's a bit slow, that's all. But you just sit there and listen to someone talk. So the first quest we want is in the Rosy Line Inn, which is this building here. So, I mean, we're probably quicker going that way, but whatever. No big deal. So come in here, turn left, go straight, and you've got this lady here, Philan Demarie. You can talk to her, and just press the interact button over and over, and you'll complete a quest. That's one. Come back outside, go a little bit south. So you'll see the Fighters Guild here. There is a dude in here, I completely fuck up his name every time I say it. Basile Fernandre. Alright, I got it right that time. So this guy here, same thing. Just press E, and then you'll talk to him. And then same thing, just across the road, you've got the Mages Guild over here. There's another lady you can talk to here, who will give you another completed quest. So E, and then another quest complete. And so that's 3 easy quests. That's more than what you need, but yeah, you can do that. There's one more quest if you've like created a character and already done part of this sort of thing, if you've seen these videos in the past. There's also Antiquarian Circle here. If you have the Greymore DLC, you can come here and do an easy quest here. You talk to Verita Numida, it's like a Imperial lady. She will just tell you to turn around, interact with an item, and then go back to her and talk to her again and complete another quest. So that's easy. And then also we've got the Harborage as well. All that is you get taken, it explains the lore of the game, like the basic initial starting lore of the game, and you just listen to the Prophet go on, and like it takes about, I'd say 3 or 4 minutes, and you just wait for the Prophet to walk around a bit, and then you complete a quest. So yeah, that one's also very easy. Just takes longer than the other ones, I think. Yeah, that's a pretty easy way to go. And at this point, I just delete the character and just continue on with my day. I mean, if you're really desperate, get the gold and put it on in the bank, and then delete the character. But yeah, it's not that much anyway. So yeah, you can do that. Okay, 2 stages in the Infinite Archive. No guildmate required this time, so it's going to be real easy. To access Infinite Archive, you come to the Apocrypha zone here. Even though it's in the zone itself, this is a free option here. You don't need any DLC to access this. You just need to go to a way shrine, find this here, and just travel to it. So it's really good. So everyone's got access to this one, and it's super quick. 2 stages, takes a couple of minutes, depending on how good your build is. You know, just run some Order's Wrath and Mother Sorrow, or Spriggans, or something easy. You know, just whatever you can find. Yeah, the enemies are relatively simple, especially early on. But yeah, the more damage you have, the quicker you'll get it done. So basically, the stages are just 3 waves of just regular enemies. There will usually be, at the start, there will usually be 2 melee, 1 ranged enemy. So what I usually do is I group up the melee enemies. I move to where the ranged enemies are. So in this case, these Spriggans over here, and the melee enemies will come to me at the same time. So these Spriggans are really annoying because they do a channel that you basically have to be standing in front of them to interrupt. It comes out super quick. But yeah, so the 3rd wave will usually have a tier 1 enemy, these quote dangerous foes unquote. So it's a little bit tougher this round, but usually what I like to do is just AoE everything else down and then kill the tier 1 enemy last, because sometimes the tier 1 enemies are a pain in the ass, but most of the time they're alright. So you'll get a verse when you complete the 1st stage. This can help you on your 2nd stage. It's just very powerful quick buffs that last until the next stage is up. So sequential shield, every 20 seconds you get a damage shield. Yeah, that's pretty good. Good survival skill. Usually there's a damage skill there. I like to go that one because the early stages are really easy, and why not make an easy stage easier by just getting tons and tons of damage. I will point out these fuckers here, these conduits. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. They cast these bloody annoying negates. These prevent you from using magical abilities while you're inside them. So that's mostly why I like to kill ranged enemies first. Right, so we've got spooky bone dudes. The calcium was not great enough. Alright, so we've got more Dromathra. We've got a bone colossus. The rest of them. Oh yeah, here we go. So Conduit again. This motherfucker needs to die ASAP. Yeah, there we go. So to stop him from making his negate. As a Magicka user, it's like my fucking kryptonite. Oh nice. I bloody put Ellie on like the most like inconsequential enemy. Alright, so that's it. That's about as quick as it goes. So you can get your verse if you want, but at this point you don't need to continue anymore. You've done your 2 stages. So yeah, super quick to do. Just yeah, mostly will just depend on how powerful your build is. But just, you know, as long as you've got like a decent self heal. I barely had anything. All I was using was siphoning attack, and yeah, just got through it quite easily. If you're struggling, just try and have something like Vigor, Resolving Vigor here. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Alright, let's talk about the last one I think that's worth going through, 50,000 damage to siege weapons. So I think the tooltip for this is a bit of a player trap. Ignore this nonsense. You can damage anything in Cyrodiil that is an enemy, and it'll count for this. So all you need for this is a siege weapon. All I really suggest you get is just one fire ballista. So Pact, Dominion, Daggerfall, Covenant, whichever one, just a firebolt ballista here. Now, it costs 750 gold here, but as you can see by the TTC suggestion, you can get these for like 100 gold. I've seen these things for like 15 at times. Like, you can get these things for pretty damn cheap. So I would advise going through guild stores while you're looking for maple for the other endeavor, for the woodworking endeavor, or just like any resources for the, if you're doing writs for the quest endeavor. Look for ballistas as well. Just make sure it has the alliance that you're in, so because they're different. If you buy a Dominion one, you can't use it when you're Ebonheart Pact. So yeah, just make sure you've got the right one. Just check your alliance here. One of the words that says here will be part of the tooltip name for the ballista type. So yeah, all you need is a single firebolt ballista. That's it, and it takes it takes 5 minutes, and like 30 seconds of that is actually using the ballista. The majority of it is just going to be traveling. So the reason I consider this to be a player trap is normally it says go find players or like enemy keeps or something to attack, but you don't need to do that. What you can do instead is there's 3 locations I suggest you look at. This one here for Ebonheart Pact, this area here for Daggerfall, and this area here in Old Merry Dominion. These areas here have a bunch of enemies that you can shoot with siege weapons. The odds of these things not being there is like pretty slim, I'd say. I've come here hundreds of times, and I don't think I've ever seen these things not spawn. Actually, no. I've seen them not be there once out of, yeah, probably 100 times. So the only issue is these gates here, so they're normally closed. That's why I like these places so much. Normally, enemy players can't actually access this area, so you can never be interrupted when you're doing this stuff, and like you don't have to worry about like where you are in relative to enemy locations and stuff. You can just come in here and do this. The only issue is if these keeps here, if these are owned by the enemy, these gates open and these areas become accessible by players. So as long as at least one of these 2 keeps is controlled, then this place will be closed and you don't have to worry about it. So yeah, just make sure that's a thing, because people come in here to get these scrolls. Also, if the gate's open and the scroll's not there, you probably don't have to worry either. I would say, because there's not like much value in people coming here. Some very rare instances where people spawn trap, or sorry, what's it? Spawn camp, I guess it is. Sorry, it's like Call of Duty shit. It's been a while since I played a game like that. But yeah, I've seen that in the past, but like super rare. But yeah, so let's go check that place out. So what we need to do is just travel to the north gate here. So this is what I mean. So this is like most of the time it's going to take you just traveling to the location. So here we are. We're at the Volendrung spawn location. And as you can see, there are enemies there. So what you want to do is set your ballista up. Try and it'll take a bit of getting used to, but you want to set it up at the maximum possible range, so that when you shoot it, these Golden Saints. Oh wow! I fucking missed all 3. What are the odds? You hit the Golden Saint, they'll get angry at you. Oh wow! I hit all 3 of them. Yeah, see, look at that. One shot, hit all 3, and the endeavor's already done. So the reason I set it up here is what you can do is you can pick up the siege weapon, run away, and it'll reset them. And resetting them is I think very good, because if you hit them again, they'll die. It'll take them 5 minutes to respawn, and it means that other players will have to wait until they respawn. In that case, you could just use a character from another alliance, go to the other one, or just do it the conventional way, I suppose, if you want to. But yeah, like that is easily the best way to do it, I think, because it's super quick. The enemies are not really a threat because you can just shoot them from that far away, and they honestly, they might stab you with a single attack when you're over there once, but they'll run away after that and just leave you to it. So yeah, that's the only real way I usually like to do this one. Anything else is just unreliable, because you got to go out to like enemy resources or like shoot a keep, and that like resources, shooting the guards on a resource flag is quick, but the issue is finding a resource. Like sometimes it can take a while to get to them, and yeah, you're out in the open, and it can take a while to travel back and stuff. But yeah, this way is like the only. Yeah, this way's great, I think. So these ballistas, when they are out, like when you've deployed them on the floor, they deteriorate. That's what the toughness is about. So they will eventually die, and you have to get another one. But they do last quite a few times, probably like I'd say 8 or 7 times on average. Yeah, about that. And yeah, so really, it's probably like 100 or 200 gold to get 80 or 70 endeavors, or more than that if they're 15 steel ones. So yeah, I think this one's totally worth it to do. Maybe not so much for the weeklies if they come up as this, but definitely for the dailies. I think they're great. So yeah, that's dailies concluded. If you have any questions about anything, as always, just ask me. I do answer comments usually. So, but yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always. I'll see you all next time, and take care.